What if you could start over? Get a redo at life? 4 years ago, I destroyed my life. I had everything I had wanted. I had the husband, the 2 beautiful children, the off-grid farm of my dreams with a beautiful garden that I had wanted my whole life. And I walked away from all of it. Go live in a van with my 2 babies and try again to completely start Sometimes over. When we grow up with a life that was teaching us to hate ourselves, teaching us to accept less than what we really truly needed and what our hearts desired, when we build a life that is just a punishment, us constantly trying to earn love or earn the approval of others, when we build a life that is really just a form of hating ourselves, and you finally see it, you can look at the life for what it truly is, even though it's sparkly and what you thought you wanted all along. When you see how it's really hurting you and breaking you and making you the person you never wanted to be, then you're faced with the choice to either keep living a lie, keep living in a way that just hurts you, or release yourself and start. When I finally saw the truth of what my life had been, it broke me, but it also broke me free. I was released of the chains of trying to prove my worth, of trying to be enough for everyone around me, and instead stepped into loving myself and pursuing the life that I truly wanted, and becoming the person that I knew I should and would and could be without these other people dragging me down, telling me what I'm supposed to be. I knew that to be the mother that I truly wanted to be, to align with the life, the motherhood, the way of living that would be right for me, that would be a form of self-love, that would be a practice of self-love just to wake up every day and show up, I knew I had to completely dismantle the life I had made and learn a new way of being. So we hit the road. We traveled all over the US. I saw what I did and did not like. I explored. I had fun. I learned to be present with my babies. I meditated. I moved my body. I cried and I talked, and I learned to just play and have fun and stop trying to prove myself to everyone. I learned to show up in a new way. I learned to be everything I wanted to be as an example to my daughters. I knew my girls needed to see what it was like to not live as a martyr, but to live within your power, to live as an action of self-love, to live in alignment with your heart. I don't want my daughters to grow up to hate their lives. I don't want them to grow up with the self-sacrificing ideas that we see women living out. I knew I needed to be an example of something different to my daughters, something I never had an example of a woman that truly loved herself, a woman that fearlessly pursued everything she wanted in this life, even if people pointed and laughed, even if people didn't understand what she was doing. Before we carry on with the rest of my story, I want to pause to thank today's sponsor for this video. It has come with me along for the journey all the way at my beginning for off-grid living on a farm before I ever did van life is Jackery. I have used it for about 5 years now, and it has been such a lifesaver from van life to off-grid life to farm life when my power went out at my old farm and I needed it to charge my refrigerator. Whatever adventures we have gone on, Jackery has been right there to make sure I had power for whatever project I was working on, all the way from having my breast pump ready to go charging tools off-grid, having power in the middle of the forest when I was doing man life, to storms or emergency situations where the power grid is not working. These things are hardy, and really they lasted me so long until mine got stolen. So I'm so happy that Jackery sent me a new power bank and solar panels so that I again have off-grid power wherever we go and for our upcoming adventures. If you can guess in the comments what our next adventure is going to be, I am so excited. And Jackery is going to be right there backing us up, making sure I have power for this next adventure. I can charge my Jackery anytime with the car, with a plug-in to the house, or even just the solar panels. Now back to the story. And I knew I could do that for my daughters. I let go of the life that I thought I wanted. I let go of the life that I thought I was going to have. I grieved and I cried, and I let it all fall apart the way it would have long ago if I had just let go. We do not need to be loyal to the things that harm us. Our loyalty is not required when the things that we're being loyal to would never be loyal to us. I had to learn what it was to be loyal to myself, to be loyal to my heart, my passions, my desires, to be loyal to the person I knew I could become. Once I saw my life for what it really was, just something trying to please everybody else and prove my worth, I knew there was no going back, even though I didn't know what moving forward meant yet. We went from coast to coast, from forest to forest, from national park to national park, from an apartment in California to a farm in South Carolina, and then packed it all up again to leave the US and go abroad to Spain, Morocco, Italy, Bali, and to decide what kind of life we truly did want to live. I think when you're learning who you are and what you want in this life, travel is an important place to start because you can no longer identify with your environment. I couldn't identify with farming. I couldn't identify with being one with nature. I couldn't identify with slow living or even homeschool motherhood. All of these things that I had allowed myself to attach to. And so I had to learn how to identify with just myself. As I traveled place by place and never being able to attach to my belongings or the particular place, I had to learn who I am without all these external factors. There is grief, and there is loss, and there is struggle in letting go of what was and the identity that was. But I also learned there's so much beauty in allowing everything to be present, allowing everything to renew, and birthing not only a new actual life, but birthing myself as a new mother, bringing forth into this life a new way of being and connecting with the world around me. We shouldn't fear starting over. We shouldn't fear losing everything around us. What we should fear is staying in a life that was never meant for us. What we should fear is staying stagnant and never becoming what we were meant to be. What we should fear is never stepping fully into the experiences in life that were waiting for us to find them. It hurt to go through all these things, to let go of things that I love and I thought I wanted. But I think it would have hurt more to long for those things deep down for the rest of my life. Now my life is an act of self-love, and I have the confidence to pursue anything I desire. It only gets better every day because I am no longer scared of the unknown. I embrace the unknown because I know that the unknown holds so many blessings. And yes, it sometimes holds challenges as well, but those challenges have only taught me to truly love myself and shown me how capable I really am. So if you could start over, would you? Will you leave behind what you've known for what you know you need?